everybody. How you doing? If you were trying to listen to last week's show and you showed up and there was nobody here, I was ill, very ill. It's amazing how nature works. I don't know what it was. It was either food poisoning or 24-hour virus, but I literally was in bed for like 24 hours straight after having a gastrointestinal event like The Exorcist. It was horrible. And almost like clockwork, at 24 hours, my eyes opened up and I was completely well. Jumped out of bed because I'd slept for 24 hours. I was like racing around doing this, doing that, doing the other thing. Anyway, welcome to the show. I'm sure we're going to have a wonderful time, and we're going to have Spirit come in, God come in, and work with all of us on our life's intentions and things that we need, and providing you messages and guidance and evidence from the other side. There is a website for the show called spiritmediumtv.com. That's spiritmediumtv.com, and that points to a page on my website where there is a live video feed. As while I do the audio, I'm also doing a YouTube video, and you can actually watch it there. And if you feel courageous, you can actually join the webinar, which gives you, besides a closer connection to moi, also gives you a priority in the queue that sits right behind those that donate. So if you really need to get spoken to, you can give that a whirl and see how it works for you. It's very easy. You just click on the, I think it's step 3 at spiritmediumtv.com. It says, click here to enter the webinar, and then you would do so. A couple of other things on Spirit Medium TV I need to talk about, and then we'll go right into our group message and then the phone lines. If you would like to jump the queue, there's also a way to make a donation. I have Teresa in the queue who's already made a donation, and she will be given priority after other side connections. I always do the other side connections about 15 minutes into the show, a quarter of an hour after the beginning of the show. I get to the phone lines and do other side connections, and then I go to life readings, and those that made donations get to the top of either queue. And if you're in the webinar, you get a slight priority as you come in right under donations. So you can make a donation there at spiritmediumtv.com, and the donation is called the 8 No Wait. If you have an urgent matter that just can't wait, donate 8 and jump the gate. Oh God, I know it's silly, but it's fun. I also have the ability to provide for you a sale on a private session with me. So if you're looking to hook up with me in more than just a radio show context, if you have some things going on in your life that require more attention, more detail, perhaps healing, which is a lot of what I do, spiritual soul level healing, just go to booklaura.com. That's booklaura.com. And if you place radio show in the event code field, you will obtain a third more time free. So if you ordered 30 minutes, you'd get 10 minutes extra, 10 minutes free. Pay for 30, get 40 minutes as an example. Pay for 15, get 20 minutes. Pay for 45, get a full hour, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're going to go right now into the focus subject for this evening, which is, master your magic. Meditation, power of attraction. Ooh, what does that mean? Well, first I want to say it's some juicy stuff. There's an article on my website called Master Your Magic, Meditation, Power of Attraction. If you're listening to the show at a future point in time, just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and at the top of the page, you'll see a magnifying glass. Click on that and enter Master Your Magic, and you should come to this article. And so that's what I'm referring to right now. Let's move that out of the way, come down a little bit and talk about it. So I talk about this a lot. I always talk about it from different angles. You can never really get too much of this because we are, you and me, we're all on the earth for one purpose. You might say, really, Laura? Well, what is that one purpose? Well, basically, it's to remember who you are. What does that mean, Laura? You might be thinking, well, what does that mean? Well, who you are is a part or an aspect of God. Okay, not to sound too, I don't know, I don't want to sound like a preacher or anything, but as an aspect of higher consciousness, you are a co-creator. You didn't come to earth just sit around and cry. You didn't come to earth to just sit around and not have what you want. You came to earth to experience resistance, problems, so you could overcome them and evolve. You came to earth to want things. Okay? You came to earth to want things, and then you came to earth to learn how to get these things. And one of the first, most important things to creation is to understand that you can create more than just working hard on something. You actually can commandeer the powers that be to work with you. Some might call this prayer. Some might call this manifesting, depending on your discipline and where you're coming from. But basically, if you focus, you can create. And this little article talks about how on a quantum level, quantum physicists, are discovering that these little subatomic particles, the most quantum or smallest particle that is discernible, shall we say, is not objective. It doesn't have any definition of mass, in other words, how much it weighs or how big it is, or speed. It's sort of like a possibility. So at the quantum level, the smallest level of physical matter that is measurable today, and maybe at a future point in time when you're listening to this, things have evolved, but pretty much now, what is called a quantum particle is a possibility, but not an objective reality until it is measured, until it is observed. So how do we relate this to our own life? Well, pretty much everything around you is not set in stone. Okay, so it's extremely important for you to be vigilant in observing what you're observing, i.e., what you see is what you get. Okay? So quite often people call me on the radio show or private sessions, and they're saying, will this happen to me? And I always want to kind of, well, part of me wants to laugh, part of me wants to pull my hair out. No, this thing is not going to happen to you, and that thing's not going to happen to you unless you co-create it. Unless you make it happen in some way, either by believing it will happen, by exercising your ability to be fearful, which we all have that great ability to make a hot mess of things, right? Or by exercising your ability to take responsibility for the co-creative process, which means what you see, what you're observing, how you're judging things is exactly how you're going to experience things. So let's use an example. Let's say that you're in a relationship with somebody and that other person is driving you crazy. And so instead of realizing that what you see is what you get, you just keep observing the parts of the relationship that are negative for you. Well, what happens is the negative things grow and the positive things start to disappear. And before you know it, you're in a hot mess again, right? There's a great book. Sometimes I get a lot of calls from clients, especially women, in bad relationships or whatever. And there's a great book, which I love to direct people to. It's called Change Your Mindset, Not Your Man. And she does refer to the law of attraction in the book and all this other stuff. But basically, she's a therapist. Okay, and basically she has observed over all the different clients that she's worked with that quite often one of her clients will get into a relationship and start finding out what's wrong in the relationship. And what usually is wrong in a relationship is that we didn't get what we wanted. Usually because we have incompletions from childhood where we didn't get what we wanted there. So we get stuck on those infantile needs and we look to our significant other to fulfill those needs, whatever it is. Usually it's a feeling of not being good enough, not being worthy, and not lovable, not lovable. So this article, back to the article, it says, how do we feel worthy? So that we can start to see, observe, affirm, set intention for what we want. How do we do that? Because quite often it's really, 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 really hard to feel worthy, you know? Because I don't know about you, but I don't know a lot of people that had a perfect childhood. Do you? It's always something. You know, you run around thinking, oh, so and so's got more than me. Well, Lord only knows what so and so's problems are. So stick with your own, thank you very much. And, you know, and observe them and affirm them to be something new. And we're going to talk a little bit about feeling worthy, deserving, which is also in this article and something I speak about a lot. There's a link in this article to another article. But basically, I want you to think about this for a moment. I want you all to close your eyes, and I just want you to start focusing on the feeling of being alive, being conscious. Pull in a nice deep breath from your abdomen. And just relax on the exhale. And perhaps if you can, place your hands on your thighs if you're in a seated position or even lying down. I'd like you to observe your fingers, skin on the underside of your hand touching one of your thighs. Choose your left hand. Choose your forefinger on your left hand. Focus in on the feeling of that. Now that feeling shows you're conscious. The mere fact that you are conscious means you hold the deity within you. Okay? If you didn't hold God within you, you wouldn't be conscious. Okay? So feeling that feeling of simply being is the thing that makes you deserving. You just need to know you're alive, you have consciousness, and by virtue of that, you are deserving. Such a simple and such a juicy thought. I love that thought. I use it all the time, and I'm inviting you to do the same. And so I'm now moving us into the meditation, which we're going to have now, a prayer, and then our energy connection. And I will channel a group message for all of us. And so if you would please sit back respectively in your own location, uncross your arms and legs, and start to breathe or continue breathing from your abdomen, breathing in deeply, and exhaling and just letting go of all tension, everything around you, letting go of all problems or what you think are problems. Just breathing in deeply from your abdomen. And on the exhale, letting go. If you're wanting an other side connection, please call in your loved one or loved ones right now. Invite them to sit with you and have your silent greetings with them. If you have a life question or healing that you need, focus in on those issues now, asking Spirit if it would please come in and help soothe you and give you the right direction. While you're doing that, I will invoke the Master Prayer and I will be right back. And now, on your next exhale of breath, if you would please release into the space around you, I will connect us. One moment, please. Good. Now give me a moment. I'm going to connect with the ones. We are here. We are the ones. We have come to interact with all of you in a playful way today. We would like each of you to rejoice in your beingness, in your sense of being alive. We would like to remind you that each breath you take, if you were to focus on it, you would be reminded, indeed, of how alive you truly are. Love is life itself. Being alive is being able to breathe, being able to feel the life force within you. And so if you ever feel lost, if you ever feel alone, if you ever feel stuck or unconscious, go back to the breath in a silent way. Allow yourself to commune and to connect with the breath within yourself, for that breath connects you with the divine. Namaste. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to go now to the first person who's waiting for an other side connection. That would be, wow, it's interesting how this phone line works. Okay, I'm going to Tammy. By the way, the switchboard is quite full. Hello, Tammy. Hi, sweetheart. So where are you calling from? Texas. All right. What part of Texas? Oh, oh, okay. That's good. Then you give me something because I don't know where the Red Rivers are. Although I did hear Texas was in the news today with that bombing. Well, that what was it? Was it Austin? Is it? Oh. Hmm. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, just incredible. All right, sweetheart. So let's now tune in for you. Hold on, just relax, Tammy. Now, for some reason, I do feel a male to you that feels more in the younger range to you. Would you know anyone in just generally yes or no, honey, that you're looking for? You may have people that you do know. Yes, okay, because I do feel a male to you that's a little younger than you or has a strong feeling of love for you. He's a younger male to you, young boy, a caring person, a sweet person. I'm going to get a little more detail for you because I've gotten a couple of different things. This is for Tammy at 9-5. A very, very loving person he is. There's a saying, hello, mama. Hello, mama. Are you the mother of a lost son, Tammy, honey? All right, love, because he's saying, hello, mama. Hello, mama. He's also saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. They took my breath away at the wrong time. And so he's alluding to a situation where someone else did something to him. And we're going to find out what that is. Okay. So he has a sense of height to him. He has a sense of almost a man, like older than he's like more than midway through his teen years, but not quite a man. This is the sense I'm getting right now. I also have a sense. Now, would you know that for the time of his passing, Tammy love? Would you understand that, honey? Just yes or no, honey? Sure. Yeah, I know that you're doing a great job, Tammy love. I'm saying that I see him taller, okay, taller height, almost like he's a fully grown man, but not quite a man. Okay. Maybe 18 or so. Would you understand that age, please, in some way? Okay. Oh, okay. Your son is your cousin? I'm confused. Oh, okay. All right. So there's this. Okay. I don't know why he's saying mama then. Okay. But do you have a son in spirit, love, also? All right. So it's him then. He's just saying hi, mama, because he's just reaching out to say it's somebody's son that you know. Okay. So let me continue. Now, I do see that he's almost a man. He's like taller. He's very well built, nicely built, but not quite a man yet. About 18 or so. He does seem to wear his hair in a more interesting hairstyle, a little bit on the funky side, if you will, like as if he's got some kind of, I don't know, like, I don't know the terminology, but like as if he's got in individual dreadlocks coming out, but they're not very long. Would you understand that, please? Do you understand? Somebody in spirit is describing your son. Oh, interesting. All right. So all right. So we're describing your son, but somebody in spirit is describing your son. All right. Well, then let me see. What was that, honey? Yeah, well, whatever it is, it is. I'm trying to find somebody in spirit realm for you. So I don't know why that would be so. Whoever it is saying something about I'm sorry, which would not have to do with your son. So let me see who is trying to communicate with us. Are you the cousin's son in spirit that's talking to Tammy? Who is this, please? I'm trying to find out who this is. Hold on, Tammy, love. Okay, he says, whoever it is in spirit says the dreadlocks are like his hair too. For a time on earth, he did wear his hair like that. I am getting a slightly older age now of 24 years old. He is a boy that is in the family. So he would probably be your cousin's son. But your cousin's son is older than your son. Would you understand that your cousin's son is older than your son, please? All right. And would you understand, it looks about 6 years in difference, 6 years older. Would you understand that, please? All right. About that age. All right. Well, I'm getting that exactly because I'm getting the age of 24 for this person as significant to your cousin's son. I also feel when I go to him, it's a little different energy now because he's revealing. He's revealing more about himself. He wanted to start with that description of your son, maybe to capture your attention, but now he shows me himself. But your son's like really careful in his life. He doesn't get into any trouble. Your son's like a milk and cookies boy. You know what I mean? He's very he doesn't get into trouble. You understand that, please, for your son? Tammy. Your son doesn't get into yeah, he's a good kid. He doesn't get into trouble or anything like that. I don't mean literally he's drinking milk and milk and eating cookies, but he's just like a good kid. You know, he's a college bound. He's not getting in any trouble, and he likes everybody. He's very friendly, very outgoing. He's this male in spirit, who I believe is your cousin's son, is saying I was not that outgoing. I had a side to me that was not that upfront, and I kept a lot of things to myself. I was a little dangerous at times and I took a lot of risks. And I'm kind of like a darker personality. I have a darker side to my personality than your son has. Now, would you understand that for your cousin's son, please? All right. He gets into trouble a lot. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He feels out of sorts all the time. He's in people's faces with ideas and nobody accepts him. I don't know what he means by this, but he's literally channeling through me, love. So we're just going to let him go. Okay. If you don't understand all of it, just go along with it for now. Tammy. He says, I have a lot of ideas. I'm in people's faces a lot. Nobody seems to really listen to me, understand me, want to help me. I don't have any male around me that wants to help me, like a father figure or anything. Or if there is one, this father figure is not helpful. There is also other problems. He says something about there's other people in the family have problems and trouble and getting into trouble. He says it's difficult for him. Life on earth is very difficult for him. He says that my mama had tried her best to keep me out of trouble, but I was not listening to her. I did exactly what I wanted to do. And I see that there are guns around him. The guns are used in the family or guns are around him or in his life. Would you understand anything about guns, please? Anything? Yeah. All right, there's something about guns is more than that too, but I just wanted to clear the gun thing because he just showed me guns around the house, guns in the home, guns in the family, guns around us all the time. I like guns. He says guns weren't really bad. He says he didn't think they were bad anyway. He had a respect for guns. He has a big respect for guns. Guns were not misused. Okay, guns were not misused in our family or in our home. However, there's something about guns that is affecting him from someone else, as if the gun would have hurt him. Now, would you understand him being the victim of any kind of slaying due to a gun, please? Tammy. Yes, honey, your cousin's son is who I'm talking from. He's giving me these words. Okay, let me say it again, because maybe you don't understand what I just said. I just got the message. I'm literally getting his words. He's actually dictating to me, giving me words. I'm like, I'm not, I'm like being a secretary, collecting dictation here. He said something about the guns where he was a victim of a gun. You understand that, Tammy? And when I say, do you understand? Do you remember that? Do you understand that? I get his passing had something to do with violence. Do you understand that? Okay. Well, maybe I was just going in the wrong direction. Now, let me go back to him. Guns are in the family. We said that guns are okay. Guns are safe. I'm trying to find him I'm trying to get him to tell me how he passes. Gun violence is around him all the time. There is gun violence around him all the time. How did you pass, Sarah? Please tell me. You won't tell me. You won't tell me right now. Okay, so I just want to summarize what I've got here, honey, and then we'll just try to come up with, okay, that he does show me that he's not as, he has a side to him that's not easily understood or known. It seems like he's gotten into trouble on Earth here and there, and his mother tries to keep him out of trouble. I think you did agree to that, right? All right, and he is taller. He does have, at least one point in his life, he did have the similar hairstyle to your son, more of a dreadlock kind of thing. I don't know what you remember him having at the end, but that was one of the things he said. He says, I like my hair very much when it was longer, though. He says, I like to wear it longer. Okay, whatever. He's a very calm personality, very smart person, kind of slick with his manners. In other words, he's got a nice smile, good looking. People do like him, but he's just not that outgoing. I'm trying to get him to tell me something else. See if I can. There's something going on in the chest cavity, honey, that bothers me. And again, you said it's not anything to do with, you said it's not anything to do with guns, but I feel that it would have something to do with violence. And you're saying no. So I want you to tell me now, how did he pass, honey? Because maybe I can make some sense of the words he's giving me. How do you remember him? All right. Oh my God, the poor thing. All right. No. Let's just go with your cousin's son. But there may be more to the passing than you know. You see, there may be more to the passing than you know. Because I just want to say there's some kind of, he doesn't, you sort of, I think you agreed, and sometimes I think people agree to something that came through and then I say it and they didn't agree. But let me just clear this again with you. He seems to show me that your son's kind of like clean cut. He's clean cut looking. He's a good looking young man, but he's living a life that's perhaps a little bit more dangerous. And you agreed with that. So I don't know. Can you still agree with that? When I say dangerous, he might have had some nasty friendships or some friendships with people that weren't always on the up and up. Do you know anything about that, honey? I'm going to ask you again. All right. No, I'm talking about your cousin's son now. You already agreed to your son. Now I'm asking the second part of the question. That's why I have to be very careful with what I say. I got the impression that your cousin's son was not always hanging out with the best quality of people. Do you know anything about that? Ah. Loa, you didn't know him that well. Okay. So I let the record strike that I feel that there might have been more to his passing than meets the eye, but I don't want to make a big deal out of it because it's a very sensitive subject. So we're going to leave that alone and just for the record say your cousin's son came in and said hello to his mother and gave us some good evidence. And if we can't get exactly a good connection on the passing or the reason for the passing, we'll leave that as a mystery for this evening. Tammy, I want to thank you so much for allowing Spirit to be of service through me for you this evening, honey. Thank you so much, love. Thank you. Bye-bye, honey. Okay, and I think there was a mother figure for her also in spirit, but we'll get to that another time. Okay, I'm now going to go to Teresa, who is wanting a life question to be answered. It has something to do with living arrangements. So go ahead, Teresa. Give me your question. All right. So now just as a little review, whatever we see, we get. And if we're nervous, we're going to create more havoc. So we need to get you on the good foot. Okay. So, all right. So just, I know, and that's my job is to help you not be nervous. Okay. So now put away whatever is making your hands all over the place there. focus back here for a moment. And I know, but you got to focus because you're part of the reading, my dear. Okay, so let's go deep. Teresa, 503, housing. What do you see, Spirit, for Teresa? You're a very loving person, Teresa. It's the first thing they tell me. To house or not to house? Well, they're saying you're a very loving, kind individual. You're a very giving person. Everybody gives to you at some time, too. In other words, you've given, and everyone, there are others that will give back. I'm not sure why they're saying that just yet, but let me just go very deep. 1 second. What will happen to house or not to house, Spirit, for Teresa? You will be moving. It's not gonna be as soon as you think. It will take a little longer than you expected. However, you will be able to get out of the place you're in now. When they're using a negative term to describe it, as if it's not a pleasant arrangement. And dirt hole, they're using the word dirt hole. So I don't know if that is any significance, but it's not a pleasant place where you're living now. All of the, everything that is there that is coming at you will be forgiven. In other words, if there's debt, it will be forgiven, or whatever it is, it will be forgiven. You will not have to deal with that mess any longer once the move occurs. And it will almost be like you're stepping on the wings of an angel and moving somewhere else, like a rescue situation. You'll be helped by people that you know, but also just by destiny, the way it's working out for you. Your prayers are being heard and you are being helped. We know that you cannot do anything more than what you have done. Like it's almost as if your wings are clipped. You can't fly away. You can't just go off and do what you want to do. You do have to stay where you are now and just make the most of it until the new day is coming, which will be fairly certain in the next. They're giving me like 6 weeks, but I think you're hoping it's going to be tomorrow, but it's more like it looks like 6 weeks. So they want you just to, yeah. So be positive, think good things. And it's really hard because you feel like you don't have any control. There's nothing that you can do right now. You're all prayed out. You've done your prayers, you've done your fairy dance, you've done your rain dance, you've done your tantrums, you've done your crying, you've done your whatever. And there's nothing more that you can do really other than to just be still. So in the stillness, you can also do things that would occupy you, like what you were doing before. What were you, cutting coupons or something? What were you doing, Teresa? Clean. All right. Well, you just stay tight. Everything is. Yeah, that's a good thing. Whatever you can do. Cleaning is like a symbolic almost of having some control over your environment. You're doing something. Yeah. So so the answer is about 6 weeks, or the end of April, beginning of May, a new location will be there for you. You just need to rest and try to rest, try to do anything that would occupy you, reading, walking, whatever you can do until that time. But you've done everything active. You've done everything active you can do. And I think you need to know that. In other words, there's nothing more you need to do. All the wheels are in motion now. And it pretty much you've done everything you need to do, and that is going to bring it to you. Okay? So you need to be, well, they're kind of making me feel that you've already done everything. Okay? I'm getting the impression that it's going to be sort of coming to you. Now, maybe we need to refine that a little bit. Do you have the money? Because I'm getting the feeling that you've done everything. I'm not getting the feeling, I'm being told you actually have done everything you need to do. And now is a waiting period. You put the wheels in motion. Everything is in motion. I get the feeling like it's something that it's like either subsidized housing, or somehow it's not going to be very expensive. You're going to be able to afford it. Either people are going to help you with it, or you're getting some kind of a stipend for it. But the money will be there, and it's going to be very affordable. Now, would you understand that, please? Does it make sense to you from what you know? Yeah. So I feel if you haven't already applied for something that would give you somehow subsidized housing, or a friend is giving you a place or something like that. But I'm told you already did that. You already asked everybody you know, and also you did apply for places that would be very reasonable. So I would say just relax. I would refer you to an article. I would refer you to an article on my website called "The Power of Doing Nothing." And the key here is defining what you want, and then after you define what you want, just meditate. If you are inspired, you do things. Right now, I'm being told you've done everything you need to do. And it's just time to relax now. But in your situation, we haven't seen the sunrise yet, as in the answer, that you could do anything that you feel inspired to do. So don't stop yourself from doing things if you feel inspired. If you're doing it because you're frightened, don't do that. Only do things that feel like an inspiration. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference? All right. So anyway, the answer is it's already coming to you as of right now. If you do feel any inspiration to do something, then go ahead and do it. But basically, you've done all the footwork and everything is all right for you. And I feel like, everything's going to be just fine. God's shining His goodness upon you. All right. Well, now I want you to repeat after me. Okay, you're welcome. But I want you to repeat after me. It's going. It is a wonderful life. It is a wonderful life. There you go. Rather than keep affirming it was a bad year, just keep saying it's a wonderful life. I'm so excited to be here. It is beautiful, especially now the spring's coming. There you go. Perfect. Love it. Okay, sweetie. God bless. Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, and now I'm going to go to those that have called in earliest. There's one here, Andrea, and there was another one. If she's still here, I don't know. It looks like she might have dropped. Okay, Andrea. Hi, honey. Go ahead and give me your question. Yes, go ahead and give me your question, honey. And don't Don't give me a lot of background, okay? Just the question. Oh, okay. Love life for Andrea. You're very pretty. You need to take better care of yourself. Yeah, you need to take better care of yourself because they're saying you're very pretty and they're showing me you're very pretty, but they're also saying you need to take better care of yourself to attract the love of your life and the dreams that belong with you. You need to radiate the magnificence that is in you. And right now, what you're radiating is a hot radiator. You're not radiating the you're like a hot, I love the term hot mess. I wouldn't say you're a hot mess, but you are not really living up to your potential right now in terms of the way you feel about yourself and what you're doing for yourself. Or maybe you feel a little dejected, you know. I mean, when we don't have love, it's really easy to stop treating ourselves to love. So they're saying to really, treat yourself well. You're very beautiful inside and out. Take better care of yourself so that you can show that or demonstrate it to the outer world. This in turn will allow your inner world to improve, which will then bring in the right man for you. And I do see someone coming in within 8 to 9 months from now. It's interesting the timeline on this because it's like, you know how a pregnancy takes 9 months, but they're giving me 8 to 9 months for you and your love life. Interesting. There might be some reason for that, and I'll tell you in a moment. I always have to pay attention I have to pay attention to every little thing that comes in because it all means something. So I do see a mail to you coming in within that time frame, not much sooner, because in the interim you need to sort of get ready for this thing. They say the word gestate, you know, as if it was right now we're placing the thought into the universe's palette. And it needs to germinate. It needs to take root. Even though you're wanting love, you haven't planted the seed. And the seed will plant as soon as you do what they told you to do, which is start taking care of yourself the way you want someone to take care of you. In other words, love yourself, and then you'll find that the love will be coming in. So it takes 9 months after you begin to do this process of self-care, self-love, and also they're using the word self-aggrandizement, making yourself feel great all the time, every day on a regular basis. I'm going to now see who the man is. He's a tall guy, slender build, very good looking. And they also say something within a fortnight. I don't know what a fortnight means. Hold on, I'm going to look that up. What is a fortnight? 2 weeks after confused after the name of the day indicates I'll take 2 weeks. So what's going to happen in 2 weeks? What do you mean, Spirit? In about 2 weeks, you'll be hearing about something that you're going to want to do for yourself in the home that will make you feel better about yourself. Interesting. Okay, something that you're going to do in your own home that will make you feel better about yourself than you ever felt before. And what would that be, Spirit? Yeah, I'm going to find out what it is. What would that be? Better self-care will begin in the home and the way you take care of yourself. Now, they're bringing my attention to your feet. Do you have to stand on your feet a lot, or do your feet bother you, love? Okay. Yeah. I don't know. You must live in a cold climate because when I lived, you're 619. Where do you live, honey? Where are you living? California. Okay. Because in the winter in New York, where I'm from, our feet used to, we never got pedicures. Everybody's wearing boots all winter long. Anyway, they're showing me you're soaking your feet in sitz baths and salt baths and taking better care of yourself. So within a fortnight, okay, get it. So within a fortnight, you will be doing better self-care. In other words, you'll start in the next 2 weeks or so. By then, everything will be in play. More of a pedicure or doing things for yourself, taking greater care for yourself. Better money management, they're showing me, is another example of taking really great care of yourself. You've been a little lax in your budget. So they want to see you do better management of your money and your funds. setting money aside for different things. You know, you've done all these things. And when you don't take care of yourself, you're not taking care of these things. So better money management. Okay, and the guy that I see in about 8 to 9 months is somebody who works in the medical field. And he's everything that you're looking for. He seems to be well appointed financially, a kind, loving individual. But right now, you have to take better care of yourself. Have belief and faith that this person is coming to you, and be ready for him, because the quality of the individual you seek requires that you be at the best version of you possible. Okay? All right, honey. Thank you so much, Andrea. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you. Bye-bye, honey. Okay. And now I'm going to go to whoever's been waiting longest in the queue as best I can find you. Because right now, the phone numbers sort of move around a lot, and it's not always apparent. Okay, I'm going to 347 area code. Hi, this is Laura. Who am I speaking with? Hey, Keisha, my New York friend, my New York Brooklyn friend. I know, I know. Can you please verify that New York girls don't get pedicures very often? During the winter, I mean. Exactly. We're just like, oh God, I know, I know. Okay, sweetie, what can Spirit do for you today? Oh, okay. All right. Now did you pass the bar? Oh, again. All right. So you're working on it. Well, you probably need to get something in the interim. Let me just see. Should she get something in the interim? Well, I think a lot of it depends on the bar. Hold on. Hold on a second. Yeah, I think you're going to pass it this time. The bar. Yeah. There. Yeah, you're going to pass it, and you will be able to get a job in the field of your choice at that point. And the only reason you don't have that job yet is because you haven't been able to get, didn't have the credential. So you will have that credential. You will be getting very soon in the work shortly after you get the position. I'm trying to see what it is in case you don't know what you want to do, because they're saying that you do, but don't say anything. Okay, Keisha, let's just see what Spirit says. So what is this field, please? Helping people get ahead in life through litigation. Huh. Well, it seems to me you're pretty broad and everything. Did you say you wanted to do corporate law? I can't remember. Oh, okay. Anything. Yeah, I remember I always told you entertainment would be good for you. So they just said that you could get hired in the area of your choice. And they said it's pretty open what that is. So you'll be calling the shots then. I'm going to give you a time frame on this. Early May will be probably a time that you'll be starting. And I don't feel you're going to have to wait much longer than a couple of weeks more to hear about the results of the bar, if even that. Well, if you need to do that, go ahead and do it. But I do feel you're going to be able to get a job of your choice, and that you should be starting fairly quickly. Now, if you need to go get temp work, for a week or two, go do it. I think you do need it. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be asking. Yeah. All right. Now, are you trying to get temp work as paralegal until you pass the bar, or what are you trying to get it as? Uh, all right. Let's see. What's going on with that, please, Spirit? You have to be very aggressive with that, as I get the feeling right away that you might actually have to call them every day in the morning. Okay, because they're not going to, there are, they have a lot of people there, they have a lot of things going on, they forget, they don't mean to, but they do get sidetracked. So you just give them about 9 in the morning, 9:30, something like that every day. Just give them a friendly hello, what's happening. You may want to, and then you'll get something fairly quickly. I think perhaps even by Thursday or Friday, but you have to be on their mind when the work order comes in. And the way you're on their mind is by calling it. Yeah. And you'll get that. So you don't have to worry. And the money will be good and you'll like it. It'll be fun. You'll be all excited. Your cheeks will get all red and flushed and off you'll go happy singing. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Thank you, love. Bye-bye, honey. Bye. Bye. Okay, I think somebody's trying to tell me something here that from area code 35. Hi, I am Seema and donated $8. Okay. And your area code 305. Okay, I'm finding you. Hi, Seema. Is this Seema? Well, thank you for letting me know, honey. You did a very good job of that. I'm glad that you did that because I wouldn't have known. Okay, sweetheart, what can Spirit do for you, love? Go ahead. Okay. And you. Okay. All right, let's see what this is for you. Have we've spoken before, haven't we? Somehow. We've spoken before. Even it was just on my phone, before we actually, before the radio show once. Okay, Seema 305, come here. Yes or no? Hold on. Yeah, he's a good person for you. Just as you think. You have a good hunch about people, Seema. You're pretty good and gifted in this area of personality judgment. You know who's right for you. I think the question is, will he come through? Because I have a sense of you being disappointed many times before. Now, the way you are you're very easy to read, by the way. You're very psychic yourself. I guess you know that. You're like, I could see everything around you, and oh my God, it's very interesting. Okay, so let me go to him. Will you disappoint her? She's been disappointed in the past. Hold on. I'm trying to connect with his consciousness. Oh, is it Amir or Kamir? Kamir or Amir? Okay, that's what I wrote down. Hold on. I'm going to be silent for a moment. Bear with me. No. The problem is you're good at picking people you like who are good temperament and are good, they would be a good person for you in terms of what you're looking for, personality, temperament, everything. You would be a good match for him. But the problem is that you also pick people that have some kind of fatal flaw. And this person has something there that's not right. I need to find what it is. Hold on. He's very okay. He's a perfectionist type of person. Oh, this is very interesting, Seema. He's a perfectionist. He likes everything his own way. He's a high achiever type, and you're attracted to that kind of person. Do you understand what I mean, please? And that's your fatal flaw, because that kind of person inevitably has built into him that you're not good enough. They find fault. He's got it too. He's got the same disease all the other ones have that you tend to be attracted to. So you're attracted to the wrong type. So what they want you to do is, there are people that would be high achievers, but wouldn't have this other part of them. And I have to see if I can figure it out for you so that you can be a little bit more aware next person you're meeting. Let's see what it is. Yeah. So what you need to look for, besides all the accomplishments, which is always very attractive, and somebody you're interested in, you need to find somebody who shows you the soft heart, the loving kindness also. Because otherwise, they're each like a piranha, one of those snakes that come along and bite you and then goes, you're dying and they go slithering off. This person, Amir, has that potential within him to find fault. So you can test him by appearing weak in some area or needing help in some area, and see if he will rise and be chivalrous. If he does not show you a kind heart, then he will not stay for the long haul. Yes, it's nice to go for an achiever male, but not a perfectionist. Do you see what I'm saying? All right. They call that, by the way, a narcissist, the kind of person who you've been attracting. You see what I'm saying? All right. You're a very lovely person. You're a very gifted person. You're a very likable person. You're very beautiful inside and out. So always hold that in yourself to know that you have a lot to offer somebody, and don't accept less than what your light requires. Okay, my dear? All right, love. So there'll be another one coming along soon enough. You don't need to hang on to one. You do meet enough people. You have a lot of opportunities. So just hang in there and be more aware the next time around if this guy does not pass the test, which I don't think he will. That's my prediction. Okay? All right, love. God bless. Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Oh, all of a sudden I feel very coffee. All right, so let's now go to the next person who's been waiting the longest. And it looks like I got that one up there. Yeah. Wow. You've been waiting a long time. This is 808. Hello, and your name is? Hi, Sarah. What? You're saying it like I would know this Sarah. Okay, good, because okay. Well, I have a niece called Sarah, and I thought maybe you were my niece. I didn't know. I was like, oh God. All right, honey, go ahead. Tell me your question. Okay. Oh. Ah. All right. I just want to first say that intuitive coaching is not a niche, and it can be employed or added into any of the disciplines. Let me go to your soul. Yeah, let me go into your soul level and see Sarah at 808. What is her niche, please? Spirit. Yeah. Okay, so what I hear is that you're very good at helping people with self-esteem issues and feeling good about themselves. That is your niche. It can be applied to a variety of different problem solving situations. We can talk a little bit about packaging that in a moment. But it's self-esteem that would be something you'd be exceptional at and have a lot of experience in that area. I think that you might have already identified as the reason for most of the illnesses that we get, as well as potential even using drugs and all those other things. Would you understand that, please, Sarah? All right, and that is your real niche. They wanted to want to get to say that. Now, I need to find from Spirit if this can be the brand, if you will. If people will buy that. Is that what they're looking for? Or are they looking for more of a topical thing, and then you embed that as part of the process? You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about the marketing message. Let me see what it would be, Sarah. Right. Okay. So, right. So should she be going towards illness? Should she be going towards wait, how should she market it, Spirit? Hold on. Illness, drugs, to self-esteem is a very good thing. Self-esteem can be the marketing message, and it can be when the foundation is right, everything else falls into place. Health falls into place. 12-step programs or clearing of addictions falls into place. Self-esteem is a highly marketable thing, and you will be able to burrow deeply into the hearts and souls of others through your intuitive gifts to see where the burden of derailment happened, when it happened in their childhood, so that you can reconnect them to their divine center and core. Once you're able to do this, you will have more than enough clients on a regular basis. But we highly encourage you to say you are a self-esteem angel or coach, whatever you want to call yourself with that. We just said angel because when you use the angel metaphor, it immediately implies healing, godliness, spirituality, intuition, as well as a good vibration. Self-esteem angel could be your brand. Sarah? Okay, so they're telling you that you could do all of the above, but you focus it or brand it as self-esteem, and that would work very well. Go ahead, honey. What were you going to say? Yeah, you could use coach if you want, honey. Coach is a little overused, but you could use it if you want. You could also just come up with a cute name and then have a tagline. So, for example, you could say, right, the tagline really describes it. You also need to get a little bit skilled in using Google keyword search to see what is in demand and how much competition there is for that. So, that's the branding process. If you would like a private session with me, I can work with you on that. It takes a little bit of time, and I can't do it right now. But basically, come up with a cute name that suggests what you are, and then have a tagline under it that gives a little more detail. Might work well for you. But whatever it is, I think you'll be using your intuition, and you can be helping people with illness. You can help people with drug use, everything. But the core issue is realignment with themselves. That would be the self-esteem or empowerment or whatever you want to call that. And you need to work with a branding coach of some sort, sweetheart. All right, love. And I do some of that, love, but there are other coaches. I don't want to sound too solicitous on the radio show or any other time, actually, for that matter, but that's a lot of stuff I do. I actually written a book on creating your soul-based business, and I have a process that we can go through. Okay? Yeah. You're welcome, love. You have a beautiful, blessed evening, honey, and thank you so much for calling in. Thanks, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Next Monday, we work again. Let's see, what's next Monday going to be? 26th of March. We'll be working again, God willing, and I'm not ill again. That was horrible last week, and I apologize again if you did call in. If you'd like a private session, just go to booklaura.com, and if you put in the event code field radio show, you will obtain a third more time free. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.